like we exhibit curiosity, there are other species out there that have the same trait. It would be very egotistical to think that we're the only explorers in this galaxy. I mean, that would be a very sad statement to suggest we're the only ones with a brain and want to go out there and explore.
But while our own journeys into space have been brief and largely exploratory, could other beings traveling millions of miles to Earth have stayed? And if so, might they still be among us?
They just want to go learn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that there's a higher authority.
Throughout ancient history, aliens have visited Earth throughout ancient history. Aliens have visited Earth throughout ancient history.
Fact is,
That my reason for
the
being.
story of creation in our own Bible is the story of creation in cultures around the world.
I can't deny the facts. The facts are that my family
My
were
blood
attacked
courses in your veins.
by an invisible foe.
In fact, the Bible says so.
By an invisible foe.
Unearthed cave for contact with an extraterrestrial life form. That's in the Bible. That's in ancient cultures around the world. So I believe the theory of ancient astronauts is true, and I believe there's solid evidence there, and I believe the harder you try to refute that evidence, the more you wind up against the brick wall. That ancient astronauts visited Earth thousands of years ago and seeded the very civilization we have today.
That my reason for being is telling you that is who I am.
They had sex with you.
The extraterrestrials came here, did this and did that, and then they took off back to their own planet. But there's a lot of evidence to show that extraterrestrials who might have come here in the past, they've never left. They have bases somewhere on the planet, underneath the oceans, inside mountains. In South America, there is very strong beliefs that many UFOs come out of lakes and underwater, and that Lake Titicaca and other lakes in Peru and Bolivia and other areas of South America have some kind of underground, underwater alien base associated with them.
He too was descended from the gods who arrived on Earth at the time of Tepsepi. But why do so many still believe he actually came from the stars into a great civilization? Its citizens believed their pharaohs were sons of Osiris, and thus living gods. Artwork and wall carvings depicted them as perfect humans. And while the people worshipped many different gods, the pharaoh stood above them all. This basic Egyptian religious belief remained in force for nearly 1,000 years, until one pharaoh changed everything. Who was this heretic? His name was Akhenaten, and in every surviving depiction he is shown with an elongated skull. Who was he? According to Egyptian mythology,
ancient texts of Sumeria, we have descriptions of these beings descending from the sky called the Anunnaki. The term Anunnaki means those who from the heavens came. It says, word for word, that these beings descended in flying vehicles from the sky. And we can find not only descriptions of the Anunnaki, but also depictions. And we can see them in statues, in carvings. So it's all very interesting to see that those beings looked like modern-day space travelers with weird suits. Some of them wore wristwatches. They had boots on and helmets, and above all, wings. And they were always described or depicted in floating above some quote-unquote regular people.
The story tells of how the first humans were created by an extraterrestrial race. The story tells of how the first humans were created by an extraterrestrial race known as the Anunnaki.
In the ancient texts of Sumeria, we have descriptions of these beings descending from the sky called the Anunnaki. The term Anunnaki means those who from the heavens came. It says, word for word, that these beings descended in flying vehicles from the sky. And we can find not only descriptions of the Anunnaki, but also depictions. And we can see them in statues, in carvings. So it's all very interesting to see that those beings looked like modern-day space travelers with weird suits. Some of them wore wristwatches. They had boots on and helmets, and above all, wings. And they were always described or depicted in floating above some quote-unquote regular people.
There's an interesting point about this. There's an interesting point within the constellation, right? Within the constellation, the so-called nursery of stars. So-called nursery of stars. Stars in our galaxy born in that zone. It's very peculiar that the ancient Egyptians that the birth of star gods are in this constellation. They truly believed. They truly believed about this. They were very adamant. The origins is in the sky. Not a star in the sky. There's an interesting point about this, is that within the constellation Orion, is the so-called nursery of stars. Stars in our galaxy literally were born in that zone. And it's very peculiar that the ancient Egyptians insist that the birth of star gods are in this constellation.
They say the world is on fire, and that it's out of control. The aliens have taken over our minds, as well as our souls. Is it too late to survive this mass extinction that's killing mankind?
On October 12, 2018, Close Encounters of the Third Kind was finally met when the aliens landed on Earth with friendly intentions. But after 200 million abductees were taken and probed and analyzed, their DNA scrutinized, President Lopez declared war on this alien race, fought to disgrace their world. With their plans to clone The civilization of mankind is under. And now we clones. Alien clones. Children of the future. The aliens took over our lives. Children of lives. The aliens have taken over. Roswell wasn't the first. Billions and billions of lives were lost. At what cost? We're dying inside. Even NASA lies. The future is our past. Self-realization. Campaign of fear. All living in fear. Unsealed alien files of the unknown. Reports are coming in now. After 10 years of alien abductions, we are still being probed and analyzed by a subspecies from outer space. They're taking organs, vital tissue, and analyzing our DNA. When will the madness end? If humanity does not strike back against this alien invasion, mankind shall surely cease to exist. President Lopez has declared a worldwide state of emergency, yet their cloning process continues. Oh my God, they're coming again! They're coming again! Oh my God! Attention! An unidentified flying object